while we're on foreign policy, let's stay with Ukraine because Vivek came out with this sort of string. He's very, very hardcore anti-Ukraine. Doesn't seem to much like the government there, the way it's set up, and really doesn't want us to be helping in any way, shape, or form. And so he went out and sort of ticked off a bunch of reasons why he doesn't want to help them anymore. And in it, he appears to have, though he's now denying that he did, called Zelensky a Nazi. Zelensky is Jewish and not a Nazi. And Vivek's trying to undo this now, but it's an interesting moment and he's catching some flack for it. Here's the soundbite.
I'm actually enjoying watching the Ukraine hawks quietly, delicately tiptoe back from their position as this thing has unwound into a disaster. The first half of this race, I was the only person standing for it. Now they're actually quietly coming around to being more cautious, as they should. Ukraine is not a paragon of democracy. This is a country that has banned 11 opposition parties. It has consolidated all media into one state TV media arm. That's not democratic. It has threatened not to hold elections this year. It has celebrated a Nazi in its ranks, the comedian in cargo pants, a man called Zelensky, doing it in their own ranks. Those are the hard facts. And sort of frame this as some kind of battle between good versus evil, don't buy it.
I am telling you, Putin and President Xi are salivating at the thought that someone like that could become president. They would love to see that.
Okay, so now, because a lot of people were like, okay, Zelensky's a Nazi? So no, you can have legitimate criticisms of Ukraine and where's our money going and are they corrupt and all that, but Zelensky's not a Nazi. So now he's trying to say he wasn't referring to Zelensky, even though he said a comedian in cargo pants, Zelensky. He is a former comedian. He does wear cargo pants all the time. He's trying to say he was referring to what happened in the Canadian Parliament, where Zelensky did happen to be present, and some Canadian lawmaker chose to honor this guy after he was like 98 years old, and they tried to give him, they did honor him. Zelensky had nothing to do with it. He was just there. Turned out the guy was a Nazi who actually served under Hitler. That Canadian politician resigned. He was embarrassed. They took back the honor. It wasn't a Zelensky thing, but now he's trying to say that somehow blame that on Ukraine in his explanation for why he said what he said. I'm not sure what's happening here. What do you think is happening here?
Look, we've all misspoken, so I'll say this with some humility, but I've read the transcript of that moment and I've listened to him say it out loud 5 or 6 times now, and I just can't see it. The way that it immediately follows his use of the word Nazi, the description of Zelensky, both in print and the inflection in his voice, seems to me as if he's suggesting that Zelensky is a Nazi, which, it's worth saying, is what Vladimir Putin says. That's his excuse. Either way, that is rendered in service of what is ultimately a straw man. I don't think that it matters enormously whether or not Ukraine is a wonderful place. And this is one of the criticisms that I've had, in fact, of those on the left who have turned Ukraine into paradise. I think progressives really can't help but do this. They put the flag outside of their house and they have to believe that it's the best place in the world. You're actually seeing some of that weirdness at the moment with Gaza. The reason that the United States should, not with a blank check, but should support Ukraine, even if just morally, is that Ukraine was invaded. That's it. Ukraine was a sovereign state that was invaded by its neighbor in a war of conquest. For some reason, Vivek Ramaswamy seems to think that this is a matter of good and evil, that if you can criticize Ukraine, which we should in many ways, then that argument falls apart. And I don't think it does. And I just wonder if he got a little bit over exuberant. One of the criticisms of him that I think has the most merit is he's just too online. You know, at one point he said to the moderators, oh, well, this should be moderated by Tucker Carlson and Joe Rogan. Okay, but and that's Elon the sort Musk. Of thing and Elon Musk, look, that's fine, but that's the sort of thing that you actually don't hear from normal American voters. I take my kids to baseball practice. People do talk politics sometimes. I've never heard anyone say anything of the sort. They're all concerned with the price of food. They're concerned with the price of gas. They're concerned with the international situation. He's very online. And I wonder whether he got over exuberant in his criticisms of Ukraine and he ranged beyond the reasonable point, which is that it's not, it's not some 19th century New England democracy. He ranged into this underworld idea that it's actually the successor to Nazi Germany, and now he's trying to walk it back.
Mm-hmm. By the way, is your son still batting 1,000?
Yes, he actually finished the season batting 1,000. His team went out in the playoffs, but he finished the season batting 1,000.
Amazing. This show is supported by Grand Canyon University. Founded in 1949, GCU is a private Christian university that's dedicated to delivering an affordable and transformative higher education. Their vibrant campus is located in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, and according to niche.com, ranked a top 25 best campus in the USA. As of June 2023, GCU offers 330 academic programs, with over 270 of them online, allowing you the freedom to earn your degree on your time from wherever you are. At GCU, your degree, whether it's a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, integrates the free market system and a welcoming Christian worldview. Learn more about GCU's programs, competitive tuition rates, and scholarship offers from your university counselor. They're part of the supportive graduation team who will take a personalized approach to helping you achieve your academic goals, walking alongside you every step of the way. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. It's private, it's Christian, it's affordable. For more info or to enroll, visit gcu.edu. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.